Morning all. How is everyone? Facebook there, YouTube there. So hope you're all well. Hope you're good. What a lovely day it is today. A quick view for everyone. Look. Sun's out. It's a bit chilly, but I'm in the shade. And everyone on YouTube, so you don't miss out. Look, there you go. Sun's out. You can't moan at that, can you? You can't moan at the weather we've got here. How's the old storm clear Clara? Is it Clara or clear Clara, isn't it? Storm Clara. How's everyone doing with Storm Clara? Is it nice and wet there? Morning, Adam. How are you? YouTube viewers, come on YouTube. Let's get some people on there. There's the first 19. We'll start talking straight away as there's 19 people. That's good enough for me to start talking. Morning, Jasmine. Winter breaks. It's the same as international breaks, isn't it? It's just a load of pants, isn't it? It really is. It's awful. What did everyone do yesterday without no football to watch, without no Leicester to watch? And there was no Premier League on as well, was there? Made it even worse. Morning, Jasmine, Joey, Maz, Mark, Will, Nigel. Is it terrible weather there? Stephen, how are you? Dawn, how are you? Massive storm. Is it massive? Is it as big as Soyuncu over there? Morning, Mark on YouTube. Got a few coming on YouTube now. Morning, Graham. Jude, how are you? What's the weather like? Is it nice? Oh, it's an awful lot better here, Nigel. It's a bit cold where I am. Not cool because I'm in the shade, but it's lovely and sunny here. But that's enough about me. Right. Like I said, winter breaks. It's just a load of pan. Oh, it's a bit windy there. YouTube, Mark saying it's windy as, and you can understand. It's a windy as a duck, he says on YouTube. Morning all. Right. We're going to talk about a few. I love watching England play, but what's the point of having a winter break when you can accept the summer? But yeah, true. Oh, your game's been called off, has it, Lee? The winter break is whack. Yes, it is. I totally agree with that. Going for 11-mile run. How do you know it's an 11-mile run, Craig? Why 11? Why not 10 or 12? Why 11? Yeah, it's not very good, is it, on YouTube? So the weather. Evil weather here in Blighty. Sorry. Holding on to my... You know what? We have to do some of that as well, Neil. Right, what I'm going to do, because there's not a lot of Leicester stuff to talk about this week. There's not much. Morning, Gray. How are you? I've been in Plymouth most of the week in hospital with my daughter. Been really poorly. Is she any better now, Gray? Is she any better? Hope she's on the mend. Hold on, I've just dropped my pen. Sorry. Morning, Dale. How are you? Right, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about a bit about the old times. And I want people... training for the London Marathon. Well done, Craig. Give me a link to your sponsor and I'll sponsor you for you. Morning, Mark on YouTube. How are you? Right. Big shout out to the club last week. My lad was mascot. Amazing day. That's good, Darren. Was he the main mascot or was he one of the other ones? The bull? Was he the one we went out with Casper? Do you think Nigel Pearson? Yes, I do think. Good. You're looking very Norwich today. It's the old-fashioned tops tiles because I'm going back in time. I'm going back in time. Would you take Adam Alana? Yes, I would, Adam. Good quality, strong member. Let's talk about 80s and 90s football. Yes. Well, I'm sort of going back to about, not to that stage, but not a certain part of time. But I want to know what everyone's first game was. The first game that they remember going to. That's what I need you to remember. Morning, Steve. How are you? Keller, the better keeper. Yeah, I think Casey was slightly better keeper. Right, so I want to know. This is when it started. This is back in time. This is when the new generation of Leicester started. The old tops tiles. Yeah, so I want to know. Morning, Robin on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Morning, Josh. Yes, evening straight. Ah, Josh. You never know. I could be coming to Australia next year. 21, 22. Because cricket play, so I could be coming to Australia in the winter. Ho, baby. So I'm just getting some messages on me. Would have been very... Yeah, come on then. All right, Mark. So... I want to know your first Stacey, that was your first game against Oxford. That's my tablet just updating itself. Against Oxford, I was there. Tony James, when he scored the goal, everyone thought it was David Keller. But it weren't. It was Tony James that sneaked in. I'll come back to you, Zachary, in a second. Swindon away. That was your first game, Swindon away at Wembley. What a game to go to. Shame we lost that one 4-3 with a very dodgy penalty. Morning, John. How are you? Well, we're going to go to Perth when my family are, and then we could come and see you. Craig, was that the one? Oh, no, that was the one. No, the one I was thinking of when Chris Nichols scored all 4 goals for Villa. That was a bit later on, wasn't it? You never know. You never know, Josh. I could be knocking on your door. Ian, Tranmere away. No, Tranmere was 2000, pal. Are you on about Middlesbrough? That was 97. Yeah, but you see a lot, don't you, though? You're still supporting us from afar. Mark, Old Trafford, your first game. And your second game. You've done well, haven't you, Mark? Blimey, you've gone to some good games. My legal college match when I was 12. All right, when was the first time, Zachary, that you actually watched Leicester then? All right, Zachary on YouTube, he lives in America, so he can't really get over to the games that much. So, Zachary, when was your first game that you remembered watching Leicester? Nigel, you're an older than you are. I had a thing for Steve Howard's legs. Andy Peake's winner too. That was he did a step over, beat Graham Souness and allowed it into the back net, didn't he? Cracking goal that was. He also did similar that season against Watford, didn't he? He did a couple. My first game was in the 77-78 season. It was a night game, and all I can remember, and I found out since, but all I can remember was it was red a team against red with white on, and we drew 1-1, and it would be some ginger-haired lad scored. And I thought it was Tommy Williams, and it was against Arsenal. It was a night game. I don't know why my dad took me, because it would have been a school night for me. So I don't know why, but my first game, I found out since, was in February of the 77-78 season. And I always remember some ginger-haired lad. Morning late, some ginger-haired lad scoring. I found out since, because of the Foster and Foxes, that it was that game. So my first game was exactly February the 11th in the 77-78 season. Tommy Williams scored against Arsenal. I wasn't born then, Jamie. When weren't you born? In 78? Zachary. Oh, his first was in 2000. Do not remember the opponents. It was after the league. Well, at least you came on board, though. At least you came on board sometime. We like him out. Stevie Whitworth. No, it weren't Stevie Whitworth. Not that he only ever scored 1 goal. That was in 71 in the Charity Shield game. Liverpool away. When you were 9, that was a tough one away. Did we win? We won that one, didn't we? Oh, right. Okay, I see what, yeah. All right, David, how are you from Ireland? Port Vale. Your first game was Port Vale, and you're still coming now. Fulham, 3-3. 79. Pulled in over the wall. Got over the... Yeah, a lot of people did that, didn't they? Lineker, he did. He played on the wing, didn't he? He played on the right-hand side of midfield. David, 72, Coventry away, December. We won 2-1. Frankie Worthington, yeah. Quality. Joanne Ashley, Ipswich. Underplay. Oh, it's not. You're giving your age away now, Joanne, aren't you? Shouldn't say that. You shouldn't have said that, your age. She's just said... Linux, 82. See, you're about my age, Craig. You left it a bit late to go, didn't you? And not, yeah, Zach. As long as Zachary, somebody said on Facebook, as long as you call it football and not soccer like you do over there, then fair enough. Then you're a proper fan. Not soccer. In the 70s, sat on the wall on the popular. Yeah, I'll be on the alphabet scorecards. Yeah, I remember seeing them. Tommy Williams, yeah, broke his leg in 82, unfortunately. We should have won that one. And then just sneaked in for the last 20 minutes. We've all got Good on Darren. That's the way. Get him in there young. That's what we want to start him. You were 9, Craig. So I'm a bit older than you, Craig. I thought you were older than me. You must have had a hard paper round then. Frankie Worthington was the first Playboy, wasn't he? Old Elvis. Elvis the Pelvis. He used to love a bit of Elvis, didn't he? Mark Wright, his best game. All right, then. What was your favourite ever? Now we've talked about your first game. Oh, great. I hope it better not be anything for me. My wall fell down a couple of years ago when we had bad wind. Morning, John. How are you? All right. See you later, Nigel. You're not that old, really, mate, but well, you are a little bit, but not that old. Anyway, go fix your shed. Where's Alan Watson? 1930. He's not that old. He's definitely not that old. Stevie Cloud's got me tickets to my first game. Big friend. Good on you. Zach. Hey. How are you, Ken? Or should I say, bonjour, monsieur? I refuse to call it soccer anymore. See my first English side match in March when women play Spain in Texas. Good lad. Right, so now, all right, young small boy, how the devil are you? Hope you're well, small boy. Right, now I want to know. Now we've talked about your first game. What about your favourite game you've ever watched? I didn't like going. I went to the double decker twice, Mark, and I didn't like watching it there. I hate it. I hated in the old double decker. Howard Riley, can't remember. Blimey, John, you've got a good memory to remember it's 1959, let alone anybody else. Morning, Sean, how are you? Right, so now I need to know your favourite game. Of all the times that you've been watching football, your favourite game, that you're actually there. Morning, Nick on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Your favourite... See, I've got a couple. One of them would be the Palace away in the playoff. That would be absolutely brilliant, that would be. And the other one would be the Oxford when we stayed up. The 1-0 win. We've talked about it early, actually. That was a good game. No, it was 4-0, wasn't it? It wasn't 4-1, it was 4-0. Mark, Leland and Alice from about 50 yards. When we beat Man... I thought most people would say that. My favourite game, Southampton this year, the atmosphere... You've got to... Bonjour, Monsieur Ken. Monsieur Kenneth. Is that right? Bonjour, Monsieur Kenneth. Yeah, Ken's in France at the minute, so that's why I'm trying to speak French to him. A bit hello way. So everyone's favourite game, not the first game now, the favourite game. We've had Derby, Leicester, Leeds. That was a good game. I was in Swindon. I was in where was I? I was in Ibiza. I missed that one. I was going. I was clubbing at Murphy's in playing the Bossa. Winning the League Cup. I was in the double decker. Oh yeah, the semi-final. They were good games. First trip to Wembley, Palace. See, Palace wasn't the first trip to Wembley, Mark. It was Blackburn was the first trip. See, I would have had that. Andy Ligon. Oh, bloody hell, Andy. You must have been really young to remember that one. Cambridge 5-0 Aggie. Yes, what a game that was. Oh, the first goal from that crap corner from Mike Whitlow. He curled it in and Tommy Wright somehow sneaked it in. All right, Sports Star, how are you? We're asking about your favourite games and your first game you went to. So put it on your comments, the first game or your favourite game. Then East and Weller in the tights, the Norwich game. The Norwich in the Cup, we won 3-0 that day. Now, there was a bit of the reason do you want to know the reason why he was wearing them tights? That's another one there, Nick. I would have said that ball in the replay. That was a quality game. 1776 Spurs at home. I think you mean 1976, don't you, Matt? I don't think I don't think football was invented in 1776, pal. Yeah, Keith Weller wearing them tights. The reason he wore them tights, they were in the back of his car, and his missus found the tights in the back of his car. And she said, "Whose are these tights?" And as quick as he flashed, he says, "Oh, I'm wearing them on Saturday because it's cold." And he had to put them on. True story, that is. True story. Leicester Doncaster, 2000 at home, winning the... Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, Neil. Leicester Doncaster 2016. I think that's the you're getting me a bit mixed up there. We beat Doncaster. They went down when we won the championship in 2014. Shrewsbury quarter final. Look at that, three keepers. The three keepers and Melrose coming on and scoring 2 goals. All right, John. Is it that window? You're the second one that's said that about some of his sheds. The roofs sheds falling off. And clarified it, shinned it in. Yeah. Cambiasso. Yes. Charlton away when Dion scored a last minute winner when wasn't that the cup game? Wasn't that a cup game there, Ian? About 10, 12 years ago, something like that. See, I love the experience of that one. I don't think it was my favourite game, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was my favourite game, but I do remember the whole experience of being at Wembley. Spurs 4-4. 6-1. 6-1 Huddersfield. That was New Year's Day, wasn't it? That was a few years ago. About 8 years ago. That wasn't it? Do Leicester play next week? And who? Yes, Leicester do play next week against Wolves on Friday night. That's 91, and we won 3-0. Now, I think that was when Colin Gordon scored 2. I think that was the game. And I think I know what game you were on about there, Paul. 3 keepers. Cracking game that was. I didn't actually go to that game. I was at my grandma's in Syston, and I could hear the crowd roaring from Syston. That's how noisy it was. I didn't go. My uncle and my dad went, and my brother, but I didn't go. I could hear the crowd roaring then. Oh, it was unbelievable. Semi-final, yeah. Walsh's last-minute equaliser against Arsenal. What a game that would have been. The whole thing was built. I think there was about 3 goals scored in the last final 4 or 5 minutes, wasn't it? I wouldn't be surprised. I think we're all nervous that day. Winning the League Cup replay at Chef Wednesday. Yes, I enjoyed that. I was there. What an experience. Getting back wasn't a very good experience. I'm a Liverpool fan. Oh, you've won the league anyway. You've won the league anyway. Liverpool fans, 22 points there. You've won it. Yes, Jake, 5-3. 3-2 against Villa at King Power, yeah. Everton at home were lifted, yeah. There's so many memories. There's absolutely beating dark. Who can beat the silence of the Rams? Quality game that was as well. I was there as well. Hold on. What are you saying correcto for, Kent? Oh, you go it. It was hard, but 82, 3 keepers. So that's a big one that keeps. I think football was being played in this. All right, then. Craig's just asked a question. Mr. Pearson has just asked a question. Everyone's favourite player. Let's do it. We've done the first game. We've done your favourite game. What about your favourite player? Liverpool, your first game was a 3-3 against. I remember going to that one. What an topsy-turvy game that was. Everyone's hashtag. The devil, I must have missed you. Hashtag coming on. All right, yeah. Jorginho ripped us apart. That's when we decided to put morning Lee. That's when we decided to put old Pontus on him in the final, didn't we? Yeah, the traffic was a nightmare, wasn't it? Absolute nightmare coming back from Hillsborough. I think it always is. Morning, John. How are you? Are you in Tesco? Oh, hello, John. Yes, Tesco, John. You've been for your walk this morning first. Alan Young, yeah. Oh, we're back to the Shrewsbury game. What a game that was. Like I say, I wasn't there. I was at my grandma's. I think I was most nervous. Yeah. Champions League game. You have to be, don't you? Fulham in the League Cup. Yeah. With 10 minutes to go, we won 3-0. Yes. Oh, yeah, they missed all the penalties, didn't they? Well, they didn't score one penalty. I was on that one. That's a cracking story. That is full Stevie Guppy. Now we're asking about favourite players now. People have put Muzzy, is it? Stevie Walsh, Frankie Worthington, Stevie Claridge, Mahrez, Frankie Worthington, Guppy, Walshy, Vardy. There's so many people. See, my favourite player of the past would be John O'Neill, because I used to play centre half at school. So I used to watch John O'Neill. I know that's back when I was at school. That's a long time. Got here live, Jamie. All right, Terry. Oh, you on YouTube today, Terry? Not on Facebook. You seem to swap from week to week. Peggy Apps. Oh, yeah, he turned it. Well, he was meant to be a bit of a porn star afterwards, when he finished football, but whether he was. And Mark, you keep swapping from you watching me both at the same time. Somebody else has just put that. Peggy Axel. I can't pronounce his name. The French keeper. I do now and again. I go to about. Is that Gooner? I do now and again. I go to about 3 games a year. Ali Mauchline, good player, good hard Scottish. I had a good night out on the drink with him. 1 year. Oh, it was an unbelievable night. YouTube better. Oh, YouTube better, is it? Don't all leave me on Facebook and go onto YouTube. Were they followed by whether, yeah. Yeah, Jake, you're just, yeah, there's so many names you could mention. So many names. Casey Keller. Yeah. Everyone. Larry May. Larry May scored the goal at Leyton Orient that took us up in 81, was it? I think it was 81, yeah. Morning, Anthony. How you doing? Matty Elliott as well. You said there's so many names. Paolo Di Canio. Oh, he didn't actually play for us, did he? But I do understand where he come. He was very skillful. See, I only caught the end of. I saw Keith Weller a few times, but not many. So even though I saw him, can I class him? Can I class him as one of my favourite players? I don't think so, because I only saw him a couple of times. So windy connection dropping out. David Speedy. You must be joking, David Speedy. Worst player ever, Ian Walker. I won't. There's been worse than Ian Walker, Mark. Somebody's just put on there on YouTube. Ian Walker was the worst player ever. I won't quite go worst player over. You've just answered yourself. You sure you're not about on someone else? Steve Earle, Duke of Earl. Steve, you must be a bit older than me, because I've only seen black and white videos of him. Heske. There's so many players that we can choose from in the history of this club. The Birch. Well, I wouldn't say the Birch. The Birch is the legend. I think that's what. I think the Birch is a legend. Yeah, no one has mentioned Gary Lineker, have they, Ian? No one has remembered him. Taylor Fletcher. Now there is a bad one. Yes, Nick, I agree on that one. How old were you, Kit? Oh yeah, you just remember Steve Whitworth, don't you? Anyone that's worn the shirt? Yes, Karen. Very true. But we all have our own favourite little players for some reason. Andy Feely, he was a good hard fullback, wasn't he? Came from, where did he come from? Trowbridge. They signed him from Trowbridge. See, Karen, Alan Clark, I can't remember him. It was just before my time. Worst player ever, Akin Bayer. He couldn't hit a cow backside with a banjo, could he? Kingy, another. You seem easier to find on YouTube. Whatever you want to watch me, Paul Ramsey. Paul Ramsey's a friend of mine now. I didn't know him when he was playing. Afterwards, I met him afterwards. When he finished playing about 10 years afterwards. Good lad he is. Quality lad. We need Harry Kane. No, he's injured at the minute, so we don't need Harry Kane. David Lowe. He scored some stunning goals, didn't he? Especially that one against Spurs, the first time we're in the Premier League when he curled into the cup. Best kit ever, the one you've got on retro. It's a retro kit, but I don't think it's the best one ever. But it is nice. I must admit it is nice. I was in the same class as a kid as Shilton. Oh, you're that old here, Terry? You're doing well to work YouTube then, Terry. This one is from 2008-9 or 9-10? 8-9 this was, wasn't it? Paul Kitson, Matty Jones. Oh, he didn't do a lot, did he? We need someone like Cantor. We've got him ND there. But, right. I think we've talked the hind legs off a donkey about the past. Let's talk about the future now. Let's talk about the Wolves game. The Wolves game on Friday night. on TV. You're 71. Ooh. Yeah, the next generation, you are. The Wolves game, we've talked about past, now we're going to talk about future. The Wolves game. What kind of team are we going to put out against Wolves? Will Vardy be fully fit? He's had a couple of weeks. They've all had a week off. They've all been away somewhere. Yes, Gary Parker was underrated. Drop Maddison for the Wolves game all day. Look, Yowie Rantanen, he was the mighty Finn, he was. I actually got me a photograph taken with him. It was in one of the national papers back in Finland. I never got the photo, but it was there outside the old Jewellery Walk, opposite the Holiday Inn. And had my photo taken with him. That's Yowie Rantanen. Got his autograph and a photograph taken with him. Never seen the photo anyway. It wasn't in the Mercury. It was in one of the national papers in Finland, which can't be many national papers in Finland, can we? See, will Ndidi be fit? Yeah, it doesn't look 100% fit. Norman Leet. He was the oldest ever 19-year-old I have seen in my life. Norman Leet. How old did he look? He was only 19. I think we can. I don't think we'll play a back three. I don't think we'll play a back because Bennett can't play, can he? Lee Marshall, one of my worst. Ramsey lived in Martfield. Used to see him. Remember him giving me free tickets for away games. Yeah, that's when you could. Tickets were like, hey, I'll have some of them. We need them. Now, you were born in 49, were you then, Terry? Good on you. 1-0 Leicester at Wolves. That would be fantastic, Darren. But I think I'm going for a draw. I think I'll go for a draw at Wolves. I know it's a bit early for score predictions, but I don't think he'll change the team much. If Ndidi's fit. Oh, why did you have to ruin it, Sean? Why did you have to ruin it by mentioning VAR? VAR, I was going all week without talking about it, and now you've mentioned it. You're on the beach in Tenerife for you, Carlos. It's good enough weather there. Yeah, I must admit, Maddison, with all these Hollywood shots he has, I know I said it last week, he tries to shoot, scores some fantastic goals. Why did we never... I don't think, Mark, I think Nacho's playing quite well as a backup. I don't think we need another one, to be honest, at the minute. Maybe in the summer, look at it. I think a draw, #yes, would be good. Maddison, yes. On the Facebook, they're just having Mark and Nick are just having a bit of a discussion on YouTube, about the merits of Maddison being in the team. Does he take too many Hollywood-style shots to score? Or is his game... Is it because he makes the chances we need to have him play? So I'm not sure whether Maddison should play, because against... Who did we play last week? Chelsea. It was too many Hollywood shots against Villa as well. Exactly the same. Start Pratt. Even Sports Star. Start Pratt. Drop Maddison. People agreeing that we should drop Maddison. What if not? Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand there. What if Nacho and Vardy both get injured? Morning, Bazza. How are you? Oh, hello, Baz. How are you? Long time. I see. I've nearly finished again, Baz. People keep... Lee Copper. Hello, Copper. How are you? We'll be happy with the points at Wolves. Nothing between the two of you. Yeah. Same against the Leicester-Chelsea game. If we get a point, then it just depends on the other results as well, doesn't it? But then, because there's a split week in it. And this week there was only, I think, 4 games. Next week there's 6 games, I think. So they've tried to... Yeah, I just remembered that, Chelsea. Cheers, Jasmine. I was trying to think at the top of my head. Couldn't remember. Yes, Mark. See you later. Come on, you foxes. Even though it's not till next week, so I won't be shouting that till next week. But there's Perez, Vardy, and actually, yeah, there is. Yeah, Perez could play there. I think he's slightly better. I think he's slightly better up front than on the wing, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going for a draw. I'd love a win, but I'm going to go for a draw up there, I'm afraid. I played for Wixon Field under Norman Leet's dad, Dave. Lovely chap and great manager. I think you're going to tell us a story about Norman Leet there, not his dad. But okay, then, Ken, I'll let you off on that one. It is a tough place, isn't it? It is. Hello, Terry. You keep swapping and choosing, do you? Are you watching me twice? In stereo, one against each ear. Indeed, on the bench and Hamza to start. Oh, I don't know. Against Chelsea, I think Hamza was at fault for the 2 goals, but because he wasn't alert enough. I don't know. He works hard. So, yeah, it's difficult. Who'd want to be a manager? Who would really want to be a manager? Anybody can watch this. I do not mind. Who watches this? You can watch it. Liverpool fans can watch it. Leicester fans can watch it. Arsenal fans can watch it. It's just on YouTube, and Arsenal fans just ask me. You can name. Yes, Zachary, it's all good. I don't care who watches it. Just enjoy yourself. Bit of banter, you name it. I love a bit of banter. See, I wouldn't play. I don't think the back three works, Craig. I really don't. Just woke up, bit stormy here. Back the team, keeping the faith. 15 years ago, would have. Yeah, Baz. We're just talking in general. We've been talking about the old days, Baz. So you'd have been perfect with the conversation. The old days. I mean, you would have remembered a lot more than most of us. Considering you're a lot older than most of us, Baz. So you'd have been able to give us a lot of details. You would. Yeah. Totally agree with that. Matt Hadge is still not. He's still not quite the full ticket. That's probably the wrong word. He's still not up to speed, but he is a good player, and he's getting better as the season goes along. But indeed, he is a better player. Yeah. I've been saying that all these Hollywood shots. Clapping when taking the... Yeah, I think he's gearing the crowd up a little bit. I was there. Could not believe it. See you, Lee. Enjoy work. I've got no work for a couple of months yet. Who'd want to be a manager? All the decisions you got to make. I know, it's terrible, isn't it, Steve? Been saying for a while, Vardy needs a striker. Yeah, well, anyone that knows me would know that I'm a bit old school. 4-4-2, big man, small man, up top. That's how you play football, I think. Big man, small man. Flick on to the small man. Pick it up. We are the best team now. Yeah. You love a bit of something. Yes, small boy, you know. Yeah, we are. You could remember a lot, Baz, more than us. You're quite old, aren't you? I found happiness in the club. Now they're calling me King Power or Leicester City. Oh, okay then. Whatever, Ivan. I'm not quite sure. We're the best team now we've ever... Yes, you've got to keep progressing. Yes, totally agree with that. On Nick on YouTube, at the beginning of the season, if we were offered where we are now, everyone would have snapped your... Yes, totally agree with that. Facey dropped out. Oh, I see. Oh, you're on that one here. Stench. You are one of the old ones here. Old days, Shrewsbury at home, 7,000 odd. Oh, yes. Was that the one where Stevie Walsh got sent off for elbowing Geddes in the face and got a nine game ban for it? I'm with you there, pal. I remember that one. Less of small... It's not small, man. It's small boy. You sound like Harry Bassett. Now, 4-4-2. It's not. I don't sound like Harry Bassett because Harry Bassett goes 4-4-2. That's how he goes it. 4-4-2. That's the mild version of it. You have to play old school football, Baz. None of this tippy-tappy backside, up to the top, big man, small man. Similar to Matty Howard, Stevie Howard, Matty Fryer. Big man, small man. Legends. Both of them. We don't play that kind of football anymore. Harry Bassett, legend. See, Baz. He's been injured. He's been here for, I don't know, it seems like he's been here for ages, but he's hardly played just recently. But every manager, when he gets fit, or sort of fit, every manager puts him into that squad. Puel did it. Pearson did it. Shaky did it. Did Ranieri put him in the squad? I'm not sure. No, because he was out all year. So no. Will we sign the lad from Brentford? Who knows? Who knows whether we'll sign the lad from Brentford? Fourth. It was 4-4-2. That's how he plays it. Oh, yes. But a cracking film that was. We've got to keep up to beat Liverpool. We won't be, yes, Sean. I've already said it earlier. Liverpool have won the league. I hate to say it. A couple of mates are Liverpool fans, and I'll never hear the end of it. Ian Hume, another one. But we need a big man, small man up top. Put pressure on. This tippy-tappy, back at possession football. Just go for it. Go for the throat. Go straight for the throat. Kill them off. 4-4-2. The old-fashioned way. That's what we need to do. The old-fashioned way. But there is no old school out there no more. Because you can't play like old school anymore, can you? There's no tackling. Bringing in Albrighton. But we haven't got... But the crosses, though, Baz, I agree with you. His work rate is great. But some of the crosses, we need that for big man. If you're not playing the big man up there, Vardy's good in the air. He's got better, Vardy's got better in the air since he's been here. He never used to score a lot of goals with his head. But he scores a few more and he wins a few flick-ons. But then there's no one there for him for the flick-ons. That's why I think we need to have the big man, small man, up top. Right, I'm going to go. Sorry I've bored you this week with talking old school and old stuff and back in time and stuff like that. But I like a bit of old school, me. Mark on Gatwood that can't keep a connection on Facebook because it keeps dropping out because it must be a bit windy back home. Mark's on. See you later, Nick. He's put he like the O'Neill way. 3 big centre halves, 2 fast wing backs, 3 midfielders, 1 holding, 2 attackers, 2 strikers. Big man, small man. What more do you want? None of this false number 10, false 9, whatever. Yeah. Me and you, Ken. You'll be too small. When I meant big man, small man, I mean a little bit of a gap. Not like that. That's too big a gap for you and me to play up front. Our ages now, we're combined over 100 years between us. No, 110, because you're about 60 odd now, aren't you, Ken? So, he's scoring goals, Slim scoring goals. I know it's in the French league, but he's scoring goals. So, but will he? I don't know. Disappointing, Slim. Right. I'm going to go. So I've bored you now talking about old school. Some of you are probably not old enough to remember some of the stuff. Lineker Smith, Karen, totally agree on that. What a partnership that was. I'm going to go. Thank you for letting me bore you for the last 40 odd minutes. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. See you next week. Come on, Leicester. Let's go out and smash the Wolves. Yes, we haven't, have we, Steve Stench? We definitely haven't. Cheers, everyone on YouTube. Thank you. Thanks for watching. See you next week.